Have you ever felt it? That invisible static in the air? That moment when someone is speaking to you, the words are right, they're perfectly fine, but something deep in your gut clenches. A quiet internal alarm bell that you can't quite explain. You're in a meeting and a colleague says, "That's a fantastic idea, I fully support it." But their smile is gone, a fraction of a second too early. You ask a loved one, "Is everything okay?" And they say, "Yeah, I'm fine." But their eyes are empty. They're looking at you, but not seeing you. This isn't about paranoia. It's about perception. We are all storytellers. We broadcast our true intentions, our fears, our joys, and our deceptions every single day in a language that has nothing to do with words. It's a language spoken in the shifting of our eyes, the tension in our shoulders, the pitch of our voice, and the tiny unconscious movements we make when we think no one is watching. The person who masters this language, who learns to read this hidden parallel conversation, holds an incredible advantage. They can navigate complex social situations, build deeper connections, protect themselves from manipulation, and understand the true story beneath the one being told. My name is WhisperVerse, and for years I've explored the hidden currents of human psychology. This isn't about magic. It's not a superpower that lets you spot every single lie with 100% accuracy. Anyone who promises you that, well, they're the ones you should be watching. No, this is something more real, more practical. This is a field guide. Today, I'm going to give you a set of keys, 10 of them, organized into 6 master chapters. We're going to explore the 10 most reliable, scientifically backed signs that a person may be withholding the truth. Not just what they are, but why they happen. So find a quiet place. Turn up the volume. Close your eyes if you'd like. We are not just going to listen to a list. We are going to learn how to see. This is the art of reading people. Before we begin, a critical word of caution. This is perhaps the most important lesson of all. There is no single sign that 100% confirms a lie. I'm going to repeat that. There is no Pinocchio's nose. A person who crosses their arms might not be defensive, they might just be cold. A person who avoids eye contact might not be lying, they might be shy or culturally respectful or simply thinking. The true art of reading people is not in spotting a single sign, but in seeing a cluster of them. It's about finding the conflict, the disconnect, the moment when the words say one thing, but the body, the voice, and the face are all screaming something else. We are looking for a pattern of inconsistency, a deviation from their normal behavior. In our journey today, we will explore these signs one by one, but you must promise to use them responsibly, not as a weapon to accuse, but as a tool to understand. Let us begin. Our first 2 signs are the foundation of everything. They are not small, subtle tells. They are the entire building, the very framework of the body's reaction to deception. This is sign number 1, emotional dissonance. This, quite simply, is when the words and the body go to war. Words are the easy part. These are the conscious thoughts, the constructed narrative. This is the script. Anyone can memorize a script. I love the gift. I'm not angry. I'm so happy for you. But the body has no filter. The body speaks the language of the limbic system, the primitive emotional core of our brain. And the limbic system cannot lie. It is the seat of our fight or flight response, our genuine joy, our authentic rage.
It controls the involuntary. Emotional dissonance is the clash, the civil war between the new, fabricated story and the old, authentic emotion. The lie is a mask, but the true emotion leaks out from underneath. Let's paint a picture. Your friend tells you they've just landed a major promotion. You feel a flash of jealousy, a perfectly human if unflattering emotion, but you know you should be happy for them. So you put on the mask. You say, that's incredible. I'm so happy for you. But your smile, it's just your mouth. It doesn't reach your eyes. Your shoulders are tight, not open and celebratory. Your hug is stiff, a quick pat on the back, not a genuine embrace. Your words say joy, but your body is whispering envy and discomfort. That is emotional dissonance. It's the yes spoken with a subtle, slow shake of the head. It's the "I'm not worried at all" said while their knuckles are white from clenching their fists. It's the "I'm open to your feedback" delivered with arms crossed so tightly they form a wall across their chest. And this brings us directly to sign number 2, defensive posturing. When a person feels attacked, they will physically protect themselves. This is an ancient, hardwired survival instinct. We shield our vital organs, our heart, our lungs, our abdomen. We create a barrier between ourselves and the perceived threat. Here is the key. A person who is lying often feels as if they are about to be attacked. They are anticipating discovery. Their guilt, their fear of being found out, puts their body on the defensive before you've even accused them of anything. This is where you see the classic crossed arms and crossed legs. It's a self-hug, a shield. But it's more than just that. Watch for the use of objects. A person who is uncomfortable with the question might suddenly pick up their coffee mug and hold it with 2 hands high against their chest. They might grab a pillow and hold it in their lap. They might even angle their chair or their entire body away from you, subconsciously pointing their feet toward the nearest exit. They are quite literally looking for an escape. Let's imagine you ask a partner, "What did you do last night? I tried calling." A partner who is telling the truth might seem open, confused, or even annoyed. Their body language will be open. "Oh, my phone died. I was at the gym and then just read it home." "Why? What's up?" Their body is relaxed. Their palms might even be up, a signal of "I have nothing to hide." Now imagine the partner who is lying. You ask the same question. "What did you do last night?" Instantly, their arms cross. "What do you mean? I was just busy." They might take a small step back, creating physical distance. They might angle their torso away from you. The words themselves aren't incriminating, but the body has just gone into lockdown. It has built a fort. The question you must ask yourself is why? Why does this person feel the need to build a wall? This is the central theme of this chapter. These 2 signs, dissonance and defense, are almost always present in a deceptive encounter. They're the background static, the foundation upon which all the other smaller tells are built. A person who is telling the truth is congruent. Their words, their emotions, and their body language are all one, unified message. A person who is lying is incongruent. They are at war with themselves. The words are a new, weak invention, and the body is the ancient, powerful truth fighting to get out. Remember our guiding principle. A single sign is not proof. A person with crossed arms might just be comfortable in that position. But is it a cluster? Is the person's body in a defensive, closed-off posture? And is there emotional dissonance where their words, "Oh, it's fine," don't match the tension in their face? And are they angling their body away from you? When you see these signs cluster together, you are no longer just guessing. You are observing a powerful, unconscious broadcast of discomfort, fear, and, quite possibly, deception. So for this first chapter, your homework is simple. Stop and just watch. Watch the people you interact with. Don't judge. Just observe. See the disconnect. See the moments where the words are floating on the surface while the true story, the true emotion, is swimming in the deep, dark water right below. That is the first and most important step in the art of reading people.
The human face is a billboard. It's the most expressive part of our entire body, designed by evolution to communicate complex social cues in an instant. We think we can control it. We are taught from childhood to put on a happy face or wipe that smirk off your face. We believe our face is a mask we can command. But the face is a liar's worst enemy. It is a leaking, porous, rebellious billboard. It is controlled by 42 individual, intricate muscles, and most of them move before our conscious brain can even stop them. This brings us to sign number 3, the micro-expression. If you learn nothing else from this chapter, let it be this. A micro-expression is a fleeting, involuntary facial expression that flashes across the face for 1/25th to 1/15th of a second. It is not a guess. It is a neurological fact. Pioneered by researchers like Dr. Paul Ekman, the study of microexpressions reveals the profound battle between our emotional and rational brains. This flash of emotion is the true feeling, leaking out before our conscious social brain, the prefrontal cortex, can slam the door and put on the socially appropriate or lying mask. Let's make this real. You are a manager. You have to tell your team that, unfortunately, you can't approve their vacations for the summer. You deliver the bad news. One of your employees, one you have a good relationship with, smiles and nods. "Oh, that's a shame, but I totally understand. No problem. We'll make it work." But for 1/4 of 1 second, as you delivered the news, you saw a glitch. His lips thinned, his eyes narrowed, and his brows pulled down into a flash of pure, unadulterated anger. It was there, and then it was gone, replaced by the polite, understanding smile. What did you just see? You saw the truth. You saw the authentic emotional reaction, anger, frustration, before his conscious brain could suppress it and replace it with the socially safe mask. You cannot look for micro-expressions. They are too fast. Instead, you must learn to notice the glitch. You must trust that strange, jarring feeling you get when a person's face just flickered. You'll think to yourself, "Did I just see that?" Yes, you did. And it was the most honest thing you'll see in that entire conversation. Now, this leads to the other great lie of the face, sign number 4, the eye contact myth and the telltale stare. We are all taught in Amateur's lesson. Liars can't look you in the eye. This is quite simply wrong, and it is the first mistake that untrained people make. Yes, an amateur liar, a child, or someone deeply ashamed might avert their gaze. That's the easy tell. But an experienced liar, a practiced manipulator, or even the human face is a billboard. It's the most expressive part of our entire body, designed by evolution to communicate complex social cues in an instant. We think we can control it. We are taught from childhood to put on a happy face or wipe that smirk off your face. We believe our face is a mask we can command, but the face is a liar's worst enemy. It is a leaking, porous, rebellious billboard. It is controlled by 42 individual, intricate muscles, and most of them move before our conscious brain can even stop them. This brings us to sign number 3, the micro-expression. If you learn nothing else from this chapter, let it be this.
A micro-expression is a fleeting, involuntary facial expression that flashes across the face for 1/25th to 1/15th of a second. It is not a guess. It is a neurological fact. Pioneered by researchers like Dr. Paul Ekman, the study of microexpressions reveals the profound battle between our emotional and rational brains. This flash of emotion is the true feeling leaking out before our conscious social brain, the prefrontal cortex, can slam the door and put on the socially appropriate or lying mask. Let's make this real. You are a manager. You have to tell your team that, unfortunately, you can't approve their vacations for the summer. You deliver the bad news. One of your employees, one you have a good relationship with, smiles and nods. "Oh, that's a shame, but I totally understand. No problem. We'll make it work." But for 1/4 of 1 second, as you delivered the news, you saw a glitch. His lips thinned, his eyes narrowed, and his brows pulled down into a flash of pure, unadulterated anger. It was there, and then it was gone, replaced by the polite, understanding smile. What did you just see? You saw the truth. You saw the authentic emotional reaction, anger, frustration, before his conscious brain could suppress it and replace it with the socially safe mask. You cannot look for microexpressions. They are too fast. Instead, you must learn to notice the glitch. You must trust that strange, jarring feeling you get when a person's face just flickered. You'll think to yourself, "Did I just see that?" Yes, you did. And it was the most honest thing you'll see in that entire conversation. Now, this leads to the other great lie of the face, sign number 4, the eye contact myth, and the telltale stare. We are all taught an amateur's lesson. Liars can't look you in the eye. This is quite simply wrong. And it is the first mistake that untrained people make. Yes, an amateur liar, a child, or someone deeply ashamed might avert their gaze. That's the easy tell. But an experienced liar, a practiced manipulator, or even just a regular person who knows this myth does the opposite. They overcompensate. This is the real sign, a forced, intense, unblinking stare. A person who is telling the truth will have a natural, relaxed gaze. They will look at you, look away to think, glance at the ceiling to recall a memory, and then re-establish contact. Their eye movement is fluid. It's comfortable. A person who is consciously trying to prove they are telling the truth will lock eyes with you. Their stare will be too long, too intense, too drilled in. It feels unnatural, invasive, and slightly aggressive. They are saying with their eyes, "Look at me. I'm looking you right in the eye. See? I'm not lying. You will believe me." This forced, deliberate intensity, that is the red flag. They are performing truthfulness, which is very different from just being truthful. There's a second related sign. While a forced stare is one symptom of stress, so is its opposite, a sudden, dramatic increase in a person's blink rate. The average relaxed person blinks about 10 to 20 times per minute, but when a person is under stress, like for instance the stress of lying and trying to get away with it, that rate can skyrocket. The brain is on overload, anxiety is high, and the body systems go haywire. You might see a person suddenly start blinking 50 or 60 times per minute, like a hummingbird's wings. This is not a conscious choice. It is a profound, involuntary signal of high-level anxiety and cognitive distress. So when it comes to the face, you must graduate from the amateur's class. Do not just look for eye aversion. That's a rookie mistake. Look for the cluster. Look for the glitch in the matrix, the micro-expression. Look for the overcompensation, the forced, aggressive stare. And look for the signs of anxiety, the rapid, fluttering blink rate. The face is a battleground between the voluntary and the involuntary. And for the keen observer, the involuntary side, the truth, always wins.
The human ear is an astonishingly sensitive instrument. We are wired to detect not just words, but the music behind them. We can perceive subtle shifts in tone, pitch, and rhythm that tell us more than the words themselves ever could. This is the next aisle in our bookstore. When a person lies, their body tenses, and this includes their vocal cords. This brings us to sign number 5, the pitch and cadence shift. The most important concept in this entire audiobook is the baseline. A baseline is a person's normal, relaxed behavior. You cannot, and I repeat, cannot, accurately read a person until you have a sense of their baseline. What is their normal, relaxed talking speed? What is their normal, comfortable pitch? A person who always talks fast isn't lying, they're just a fast talker. A person with a naturally high-pitched voice isn't anxious, that's just their voice. The tell is not the behavior itself. The tell is the change from the baseline. When a person is relaxed and telling the truth, their voice is at its normal, comfortable pitch. The words flow at a natural, easy cadence. When a person lies, they are under stress. This stress and anxiety cause the vocal cords to tighten and constrict, just like any other muscle. This physical constriction does one very predictable thing. It causes the pitch of the voice to rise. It might be a small squeak. It might be a crackle. Or the entire sentence might be delivered half an octave higher than the one before it. Let's imagine an employee. You're in a casual Monday meeting. You ask, "Hey, how was your weekend?" And in their normal, relaxed tone, they say, "Oh, it was great, just relaxed, watched the movie." Their baseline is established. Then you shift topics. "By the way, did you finish that report that was due Friday?" Suddenly, their voice tightens and jumps. "Yes, of course, yep, all done." That shift, that squeak, that sudden tension, that is the alarm bell. It was not the words, it was the music. The shift from their relaxed baseline to a high-pitched, strained tone is a direct physiological result of the stress of the lie. This leads us to sign number 6, the and red flag, cognitive load. Telling the truth is easy. Why? Because you are not creating anything, you are just remembering. You are pulling a file from a cabinet. The story is already written. It is complete. Lying is hard work. Lying is one of the most difficult, high-pressure tasks for the human brain. The brain has to do 2 and sometimes 3 jobs at the exact same time. Invent a plausible news story, suppress the actual truth, which is fighting to get out, monitor your reactions to see if you're buying the news story. This is called cognitive load. It is an immense, overwhelming burden on the brain's processing power. And when a computer is overwhelmed with too many tasks, what does it do? It stalls. It buffers. For the human brain, that buffering sound comes out as like, or long, unnatural pauses. This is not the natural, brief pause a person takes to remember a detail. This is the strained, blank pause a person takes to invent a detail. Let's go back to our partner. The truthful, low-load answer. Where was I? Oh, my phone died. I was at the gym, then I came home and read that book, the one about the detective. Why? What's up? The story is fast, fluid, and detailed. It's recalled. Now the lie, the high-load answer. Where were you? I was at the store. Which store? Just the one on Main Street, because I needed to, pick up some milk. The story is halting. It's full of repairs. It's being built, not recalled. The person is buffering, and you can hear the sound of their brain struggling under the cognitive load. So you must listen. Listen through the words.
Listen to the music of the voice. Is it in key? Or did the pitch suddenly go sharp? Is the rhythm smooth and effortless? Or is it stalling, stammering, and buffering, struggling to invent the next line? When you hear that dissonance, you're hearing the sound of a mind at war with itself. We now move from how a person speaks to what they are actually saying. Or, more accurately, what they are not saying. When a person tells the truth, they are pulling from memory. And a memory is rich, complex, and full of sensory details. It's messy. It's filled with emotions, irrelevant side notes, and the colors, sounds, and smells of the moment. When a person lies, they are pulling from an invention. And an invention, crafted under pressure, is often simple, hollow, and bare bones. This brings us to sign number 7, the vague denials and lack of detail. A lie is a script. A simple, easily remembered script. It lacks the rich, accidental complexity of real life. Let's do an experiment. Ask a friend to tell you in detail about their last vacation. A truthful person, pulling from a real memory, will sound like this. Oh, it was amazing. We stayed at this little hotel, a bit touristy, honestly, but the cafe next door, oh my God, they had these grilled sardines, the smell of the garlic and the ocean, it was incredible. And there was this one really annoying bird that woke us up every single morning at 5 a.m. The story is rich. It's full of sensory details, sardines, garlic, ocean smell, personal opinions, a bit touristy, annoying bird, and emotions. It's messy. It's real. Now let's ask the same question to a person who is lying about their vacation. How was your trip? It was good. Yeah, really nice. Oh, cool. What did you do? We went to the beach. We ate at some restaurants. It was just really relaxing. See the difference? It's empty. It's a summary. There are no sensory details, no annoying bird, no smell of garlic. It's a hollow shell. They're telling you the summary of a vacation, not the memory of one. A professional tip for this: if you suspect a story is a hollow script, ask them to tell it backwards. A truthful person, while confused, can do it. Okay, backwards? Well, before we left, we had that last dinner, the sardine place, and that morning, the annoying bird, of course. They can navigate their memory from any point. A liar cannot. Their simple A to B to C script completely shatters. They are pulling from a fragile invention, and it wasn't designed to be read in reverse. This vagueness often comes with sign number 8, the non-answer answer, the verbal dodge. This is a favorite tactic of politicians, corporate executives, and anyone who needs to spin the truth. They will answer a question, but they will not answer the question you asked. They are masters of the pivot. The goal is to dodge the dangerous question by answering a safer one you didn't ask. Let's go to the classic high-stakes example. You ask an employee, "Did you steal the money from the register?" This is a simple, direct yes or no question. A truthful person will be shocked, offended, and confused, but their answer will be direct. "What? No, absolutely not. How could you even ask me that?" The no is immediate and forceful. Now the liar. You ask, "Did you steal the money from the register?" The dodge is, "Why would I do a thing like that? I am this company's most loyal employee. I have worked here for 10 years, and I have given my blood, sweat, and tears to this place. Are you accusing me? I can't believe this is the thanks I get." Notice, they never said
no. They didn't answer your question. They pivoted. They answered the implied question of their character. They gave you a speech about their loyalty. They went on the offensive and made you the bad guy for asking. This is a brilliant and deeply deceptive verbal strategy. They dodge the dangerous fact, the theft, and pivot to a safer argument, their loyalty. So, when you are listening to someone, you must listen with an active, critical ear. Are they giving you a rich, detailed memory or a hollow, simple summary? Are they answering your actual question or are they pivoting to a different, safer topic? Listen for what isn't being said. The truth is in the details. The lie is in the void.
Lying creates nervous energy. It is a biological fact. The fight or flight system, the sympathetic nervous system, is activated. The body is in a state of high alert. It is anticipating discovery, conflict, and danger. This floods the body with adrenaline and cortisol. It creates a buzzing, vibrating internal tension. This energy must go somewhere. It must be released. For a person who is trying to appear calm and truthful, this energy is a massive problem. It leaks out uncontrollably through our hands and our feet. This brings us to sign number 9, the fidget, the flee, and pacifying gestures. This one sign is so large, we'll break it into its 3 most common parts. First, pacifying gestures. These are small, repetitive, unconscious movements that we use to self-soothe. They are, quite literally, the body's attempt to comfort itself, to say, it's okay, we're okay, when we are under intense stress. They are the adult version of a child sucking their thumb. When you see these, you are seeing a person who is profoundly uncomfortable. What are they? Face touching. This is the most common. The person will suddenly touch their lips, rub their nose, stroke their chin, or rub their earlobe. These are all high nerve ending areas, and the gentle friction is a pacifying, it's okay signal. Neck rubbing. A person, often a man, will rub or scratch the back of their neck. This is a classic I am so stressed right now signal. A woman might play with a necklace. Hand wringing. The person will wring their hands, rub their palms together, or pick at their cuticles. It's a clear broadcast of anxiety. Second, displacement activities. These are similar to pacifying gestures, but they are about distraction. The brain is so overloaded with anxiety that it looks for a timeout by focusing on a new, simple, unrelated task. Grooming gestures. The person will suddenly pick a tiny invisible piece of lint off their shirt. They will smooth their pants or skirt. They will adjust their tie. They will tuck their hair behind their ear over and over again. Their brain is screaming, I can't handle the stress of this lie. So it displaces that energy onto a safe, manageable physical task. I can't control this conversation, but I can control this pen. Finally, the master level sign, the feet. The feet are the most honest part of the human body. Why? Because we are so focused on controlling our lying face and our fidgeting hands that we completely forget about our feet. They are the farthest part from our brain, and they are left to do whatever they want. The jiggle. You might be speaking to someone who seems perfectly calm and composed from the waist up. Their face is a mask of cool. Their hands are still. But if you look under the table, their foot is jiggling, bouncing, or tapping 1,000,000 miles an hour. That is all the nervous energy, all the I'm going to be found out adrenaline leaking out the exhaust port farthest from the brain. The flee. This is even more powerful. Remember, the body's main instinct is fight or flight. Lying puts the body in flight mode. It wants to run. You will see a person sitting in a chair angle both of their feet toward the nearest exit. They may be facing you and talking, but their feet are already at the starting line, ready to bolt. This is a profound subconscious desire to escape the situation. These signs of uncontrolled energy are among the most reliable you will ever find. A person can train themselves to control their face. They can learn to sit on their hands, but they can't stop the adrenaline, and they almost never remember to control their feet. Watch the whole body. That is where the truth is buzzing.
So far, we have looked at defensive and passive signs. The body building a wall, the face leaking emotions, the voice stalling, the hands fidgeting. But sometimes the best defense is a good offense. When a liar, especially an aggressive or narcissistic one, feels cornered, they don't just defend, they don't just crumble, they attack. This brings us to our 10th and final sign, which is broken into two parts, the counterattack and the oversell. Part 1, the counterattack. A truthful person, when questioned, is focused on the facts. They are confused, perhaps offended, but their goal is to clarify the truth. A liar, when questioned, is focused on you. Their goal is to manage your perception of them, and if they feel that's failing, they will attack your right to even ask. The tell is a wildly disproportionate response to a simple question. The liar's guilt and fear make them perceive your simple, non-accusatory question as a full-blown attack, and they respond by launching a nuclear-level counterattack. Let's see it in action. You ask your partner, "Hey, I noticed a $50 charge on the credit card I don't recognize. Do you know what that was?" A simple, non-accusatory, data-gathering question. A truthful partner will be focused on the facts. "Oh, really? Let me see. I don't... Oh, you know what? That was the deposit for the restaurant. I forgot to tell you." Their goal is to solve the puzzle with you. Now, the liar, who knows they spent that $50 on something they shouldn't have, you ask the exact same question. "Hey, I noticed, the counterattack? Why? Are you checking up on me again? You know I'm not a child. You just don't trust me, do you? I can't believe this. I can't live in a relationship with no trust. This is ridiculous." Whoa. Do you see what happened? They didn't answer the question. They didn't even address the $50. They immediately turned the tables, made you the villain, and made your question the problem, not their action. They are trying to frighten you, to intimidate you, and to make you feel so guilty for asking that you will retreat and drop the subject. It is an incredibly powerful and manipulative tactic. Part 2, the oversell. This is the other kind of offense. It's not aggressive, it's too sincere. It's a flood of truthfulness that feels just as fake as the counterattack. A truthful person's no is simple. It's calm, it's powerful on its own. It doesn't need decoration. "Did you take the last cookie?" "No, it wasn't me." Simple, done. A liar, however, doesn't trust their simple no to be believable. They feel their lie is weak, so they try to decorate it. They try to oversell their sincerity. You ask, "Did you take the last cookie?" The oversell? "Oh my goodness, I swear to God on my children's lives, I would never do that. I absolutely, 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, did not eat that cookie. I wouldn't even dream of it. I've been your friend for 10 years. You know I would never lie to you about a cookie." This is just as loud as the counterattack. Why all the reinforcement? Why bring in God and their children? Why the pledges of 100% honesty? It's because they are trying to convince themselves as much as they are trying to convince you. They are putting on a grand performance of a very truthful person instead of just being a truthful person. A truthful person is focused on the truth. A liar is focused on their performance. They will attack. They will oversell. They will swear on graves and appeal to their own loyalty. When you see this disproportionate, theatrical, and offensive response, you are not seeing a sign of innocence.
You are seeing one of the loudest alarms of all.
We've now covered the 10 primary signs across our 6 chapters. The dissonance between the body and the words, the defensive posturing that builds a wall, the micro-expression, that flash of truth, the overcompensating, too intense eye contact, the shift in vocal pitch, the stalls and stammers of a brain under load, the empty, hollow story, the artful dodging non-answer, the nervous fidgeting of a body trying to self-soothe, and finally, the counterattack, the offense as a defense. As we close this journey, I want to bring you back to our most important rule, the one I shared with you in our very first moments together. This is not a checklist. You will not go out into the world and find a person who does all 10 of these things. You are not a human lie detector, and you should not want to be. The true art of reading people is not about becoming a cynic. It's not about catching your friends and family in tiny, harmless white lies. That is a lonely, isolating way to live. No, this skill, it is about understanding. It is about empathy. When you see these clusters of signs, you are not just seeing a lie. You are seeing why the lie exists. You are seeing fear. You are seeing insecurity. You are seeing shame or guilt or a deep-seated need for approval. You are seeing the person behind the mask. Yes, this knowledge will protect you. It will keep you from being manipulated by those who do not have your best interests at heart. It will make you a sharper negotiator, a better leader, and a more discerning friend. But more than that, it will make you a more compassionate human being, because you will be one of the few people who can stop, look past the confusing, hollow words, and truly see the person standing in front of you, and understand the story they're actually trying to tell. This is the real art of reading people. Thank you for listening to WhisperVerse. If this exploration of the human mind resonated with you, subscribe to the channel. We have so many more journeys to take, into horror, into mystery, and into the deepest, most complex parts of ourselves.